But what I do not understand is why you have chosen two diplomats, one to inaugurate and the other to conclude this conference. I was wondering what the relevance was for diplomats and social sciences. In fact, you were kind enough to read out my biography. The word social science doesn't appear anywhere there. Everything else appears except that. So I think I'm least qualified to comment on the subject, because when career planning was not a developed science, there was no career planning for any one of us, at least my generation, not on the basis of ability or taste or desire or dreams. It was simply what your father tells you to do, basically. And so you take on some subject in the expectation that everything will turn out right. And generally, people were not particularly keen about social sciences because they were not supposed to provide an opportunity for proper employment. So the best students went for medicine and engineering. Some others went to English and history, because history is also a social science, and economics and so on. So there was some kind of gradation of students, and most often the social sciences came at the bottom of it. So, but the world has changed so much in the last several years that today, as Dr. Prasad noted, there is a great demand for social scientists in the world. If you looked at the biography of major corporation chiefs in the past, you will find that most of them would be engineers. Even in India, if you look at our massive program like BARC or many other things, you will find engineers at the top positions. In the United States, at one time, it used to be lawyers, because the Americans, as you know, you even impeach the president, you need lawyers all the time. 60% of all official positions in the United States are held by lawyers, because that also can be considered social science. So we are moving into an era of multidisciplinary education. Many of you who may have read the new education policy, you will notice that in the future you will not have specialized universities like veterinary science or oceanography or such topics, because every university has to be a multidisciplinary institution. We know that some of the best institutions we have, like the IITs, did not have anything other than engineering and management. But now we know that IITs have started teaching humanities and social sciences. So why I'm saying all this is there is a very fast shift in the requirement or the eligibility of people to do certain jobs. And therefore, what people are looking for is not a specialist. In the old days, the joke was that, when you say that you are an ENT specialist, somebody will ask you which nostril, the left one or the right. That used to be the specialization available. How much economics you know, how much diplomacy you know. So a very new world has emerged as far as employment opportunities are concerned. So what applies, what gets you the positions that you want is not really a one specialization, but a larger canvas of experiences and a larger canvas of decision-making. So social science is a powerful academic foundation that provides you with this developing skills and employees and employers. And that is what has been discovered. So all of you who are in social sciences must realize that a new requirement has developed, that specialists cannot be trusted with the kind of decision-making that social scientists like economists and others. And one very surprising thing I'm sure you must have noticed If I ask you who is the greatest living thinker of the 21st century, who has recently emerged, he's a gentleman called Yuval Harari. I'm sure you must have heard about him. The way he speaks, you will think that he's a technologist or a mathematician or, is a special expert on blockchain or something like artificial intelligence. No. He's a historian. But what 1,000 years? And now he is writing the history of the future. And history of the future means it is going to be technology. In fact, he said at the Davos conference last year that a time is fast coming when technology is going to overtake all of us. And we will become useless human beings. You must read his book called Homo Sapiens, which is a book on the past. And now he is coming up with a called Homo Deus, that is the divine human beings who will come in the future. And all this, he is able to assimilate and present a new knowledge with simply a background of history education. Now, he is a teacher of history in the Hebrew University in Israel. So this itself shows that there is no particular level as it was before. The best ones become engineers, doctors, and the others become social scientists is no more the criterion. What is happening is it's all getting intermixed, and what you need is a ability to distinguish ideas, make choices, and also enable specialists to choose what they should be doing. So my own interest veered towards English literature for no other reason that I was very poor in mathematics. So when I was leaving school, my inquiry was not who will get me a better job, but what subject can I study without a single question in mathematics. So economics and politics and statistics, etc. did not help. So I said, let me do English literature. So there was no mathematics. And so it is a matter of taste and not a matter of deciding or career planning. But then it was in those days, a young person in Kerala did not have many employment opportunities because we had no industries. Even now we don't have many, but at least we have techno industries. But people had to just leave Kerala in order to find jobs in the industry or elsewhere. So you have the choice of either taking the civil service examination and try to get the best positions in the country, regardless of your subject. There are 24 subjects to offer. Or become a teacher, in which case humanities and social sciences helped. And when I passed my master's in English in Kerala, that was the time when the junior colleges, hundreds of junior colleges was established. And everybody was running after English teachers. That was the time when English teachers had a whale of a time because you didn't have to pay any money to management. They will come home. In fact, I was recruited from home by the Mar Evanios College, saying, come and teach. So all these, when you talk about employment opportunities, all these keep changing and shifting. So the one thing that you should all be proud of who are engaged in social science education is that your time has come. And I had wished when I was doing my diplomatic profession that I wish I had done economics or history, because these are very important. Of course, you can always hide your ignorance by quoting from Shakespeare. That's what I used to do. If you don't know something, you say Shakespeare has already said this. And so people will not challenge you. That is the advantage of learning literature. So the time has come. I think you are holding this conference at a time when social sciences are assuming great significance. And that is the only point that I wanted to make, that should make you happy. But then don't expect that this will remain all the time, because it is a time of change. In fact, the changes that are taking place today, we had never anticipated. None of us ever felt that one day you will be sitting in so many places and communicating with each other. We're enjoying traveling, meeting people, getting to know countries and civilizations. All that has suddenly ended, hopefully for a short time. But this is the kind of things that can happen. World can change dramatically, unexpectedly, and in directions which we do not even imagine. So this is a very complex world. We do not know what the post-COVID world will look like. But from what we can see today, I think this idea of an interdisciplinary education and more choices for the students. In fact, we call choice-based education in Kerala in colleges. There is no choice-based education. We only have a choice between 2 or 3 areas: physics, chemistry, biology, physics, chemistry, mathematics, politics, economics, and things like that. Such syllabuses don't exist in other countries. A student can take mathematics, music and philosophy. Can we think of doing that in Kerala University? So, situation is changing, and therefore, the social sciences, humanities, etc., will occupy a very important place because decision-making needs knowledge of history. Decision-making knowledge means knowledge of economics. Politics is absolutely important, but that is what changes the world. When the COVID came, what we saw was an immediate race for leadership in the world. The Chinese felt that the Americans are going to lose out. And so they started flexing their muscles all around the place, including the Himalayas, causing a great concern to us. So everything is important. But certainly, social sciences will have a big role to play in the future. So I would encourage students to take up social sciences. And the organizations that are engaged in planning this are the people, this conference are the people who might be able to guide them as professors like Dr. Prasad and others. And therefore, I'll very confidently say, while I inaugurate your conference, that the days of social sciences are come. Thank you very much.